Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we're still here, broadcasting live in the Neckerhal in Mechelen, and I am happy that you are joining us online during our ThinkThings event 2021. It's 5 o'clock. It's rather late in the afternoon, but I'm happy that you are here, that you are staying here for my presentation, and I will talk to you about our Analytics 2.0. It is evolving. It's an evolution. Our services are evolving, and today I can tell you that we can combine even more data solutions, data sources that is, in order to give you more details, more information, and in the end it should give you more insights on your events, on your shopping areas, and so on. Today I will tell you about a few topics. The added value of the combining data sources all together. I will go into more details about the data sources and the solutions behind all that, and then it will be demo time. So I'm excited to be here and to go through all these topics. Are you ready for me? Now let's start with a few questions. Have you ever wondered, when you're walking through, let's say, the train station, you need to catch a train, you're early, and you're wondering yourself, how many people are there in the area? Where do they come from? How long are they staying? Or perhaps an afternoon in the city, together with your family, going for some recreation or for some shopping. Perhaps you wonder, am I alone? Where are all these people coming from? How long are they staying? And so on. So these questions we can address with our analytics solutions. So have a look on the different questions on screen, and perhaps next time it will give you, or we can give you, that information with our services to really uplift your insights and bring it to the real-time digital life and environmental situation. So what could be the added value? Let's start from the added value that it could bring to you. First of all, I think we're talking about more insight, controlling the environment, and understand what is going on in real time, and even going back in time like a little time machine, looking back for a few weeks or a few months back in time with information. Secondly, it's about the visitor. It's about people that come on site. It's about them visiting your event, and actually if you give them information and return that information to them, it will give them a better experience. The third part is about the return on investment. I am sure that when you are creating or setting up an event, that can be a music event, that can be a sports event, a shopping mall, a shopping experience, you invest a lot of time, a lot of sweat with your team, a lot of money. In the end, you really would like to get financial insights on what the return is in there for you and what it brings you from financial perspective. You can have that information, we deliver those insights, and you can talk with your advertisers, stakeholders, and all the other people that are involved during the creation, the setup, and the preparation of your event. Last but not least, it can be pretty simple. The entry point of counting people in an environment, it can be pretty simple. It does not have to take a long time. So now let me explain you how we have our analytics solutions and how we combine all that. We start from the mobile data analytics, what happens on the mobile network. We combine all those counting details, we combine it with extra data sources that we correlate all together, and then we move to more details and more deeper inside data details. I'm talking about starting from entry point, macro level, going deeper and deeper into the micro insights. And then in the end, when all is combined, we put it all together, bring the data alive on specific dashboards that we create to make sure that the data brings the right value for your business case. In the next steps, I will talk to you about those details. Starting right here, what happens on the mobile data network. Now, this is a map of all the Proximus mobile network cells. When you're in the airplane, this is what you see. More than 11,000 mobile network cells, and we are capturing a huge amount of data. Really, every day, all the behavior on the mobile network, we bring it together. It brings an enormous amount of data points based on location data and time data. And all that information we bring together and we extrapolate it to the real situation in the market. It means that the numbers that we offer you, that we dashboard, is the real counting of the total population of people. Then we add the living place, the most likely living place. It means that the mobile devices, they tend to stay overnight on a certain spot. That spot is so-called the most likely living place. And of course, it is always privacy compliant, meaning that we do not count smaller groups on the network. We do not report those details. Now, this gives us an enormous amount of data. You can see it on the map. We are here in Mechelen in the Neckarhal, and this is the map of network cells in this area. If we combine that with location data, and we can have the timing of all these data points, and we know where people are coming from, we can combine that with origin, we can combine that with the frequency, how many times people are coming back, and the staying time, how long do they stay in the counted area. And by combining these kinds of elements, we can create some visitor types. Now, just a moment. I need to have a little sip. I'll put it right here. So those visitor types, actually, we have the residents, people that are staying in that area. Then we have the short stoppers, people that perhaps stay a little longer, people that are coming back. So these four pillars are actually a mix, and we create the visitor type that you are looking for, that is relevant for your business case. Now that we have all that counting data, we will start mixing that counting data with social demographic profiling. We have 7 different social profiling, and here you can see the different types of it. And actually it's based on age categories, the composition of a family, how many children, the size of the household, and even the income level is combined in the social and demographic information that we mix from Statistics Belgium. We provide that information based on 7 groups with more than 20 subgroups. And if you mix that with a certain amount of counting details in that zone, in that area for that specific time, you get counting and social demographic as a second source. But it does not have to end there. So the next step is that we actually put in the spending details. Now, spending details actually is about what people, groups of people, are spending during an event in a certain area during a certain time. So spending details is what people spend via their electronic banking cards, and actually we bring that information together on a certain street level, and in zip codes or postal codes we can give that information based on how many people did we count, what is their social demographic profile, and how much was spent during your event. That can be sports, that can be people in and around stations, people inside the city centers, or perhaps even your shopping mall, your retail zone. We have also the insights on the spending details with more than 300 sectors that we bring together. We put them in categories of 7 based on, for example, hotels, restaurants and bars and recreation, mobility, clothing and shoes, stuff like that. So we can report the spending details as a third data source. Now, I've talked about the macro data. Let's not forget that we started from the entry point, which is macro data, and then we go deeper and deeper into the details. From macro to micro, and still when we add micro, we're talking about more accuracy, more details, going deeper inside the venue, inside the location and or your building. So we can add actually sensors and cameras to get and to gather more details on what we measure, as long as it is relevant for your business case. So let's have a look on how it looks like when we put some extra hardware inside the location, the venue, the stadium, perhaps the cinema, and so on. When we bring or when we put in the hardware, we can start measuring inside. Here we have counting based on visual detection, so vision counting, that can be Wi-Fi counting, that is infrared counting. So we can have a look at the density in the zone inside the mall, for example here in Mechelen. Where are people located? How many are there? And how long do they stay? Perhaps we can help your customer with wayfinding, where do they need to go, and so on. And then we can put extra hardware into it, hardware that measures the conditions of the environment of the building. Talking about temperature, air quality is mostly important nowadays, lights, noise, even the status of open doors, closed doors, and so on. So next to people counting, helping helping them in their journey, we can add even more conditions in and around the building. And then to the maximum micro insights, we can add cameras. My colleagues in the previous breakout sessions told you already about the possibilities of clever cameras. Here we see a view on the train platform where we can really measure how many people there are in real time at this stage, at this moment, and with a very, very accurate insight. So you can actually count people and count, let's say, everything. Also stuff, for example, a left luggage somewhere on the platform. That can be measured not only via the image, but via smart technology and combination with artificial intelligence and machine learning and so on. So here we are at, or we started from the micro, combining with data sources, and now we are actually in the micro insights of all this. Now out there, of course, there are other data sources that we can use. There is weather data. We even had a use case for the Kustbarometer this summer, actually 2 summers in a row, where we used the coastal tidal information just to measure the beaches and the crowdiness on the beaches during the summer. You can add public transport schedules just to inform and help your visitors when they need or where they can catch a train. As long as you make it relevant, as long as you add data for your company, for your use case, but also for your visitors, I think it can be relevant to bring all that data together. And when you give that information back to your visitors, it'll put a smile on your face. You attract their attention, you bring them closer to you, which is good for advertisers, and which is in the end good to have some feedback behavior from your visitors in helping them on site. By the way, you can create historical insights. So when you look back in time and you keep all that information, perhaps you can start predicting what will happen in the next few days. And then the fourth part, it is all about platforming and dashboarding. You have a huge set of data based on your business case. We bring it all together and we start visualizing. Visualizing starting from a specific business case or question. The way it looks, we can adapt to what your requirements could be for a specific demand or question, and we bring it all together, we bring it all alive, and we can even add certain actions when a parameter is or a threshold is passed. We can notify people and we can program all that behind the scenes. But instead of talking about software, I would really like to have some more time to demonstrate all this. So the past few days, our team has worked intensively to create a live demo, which I would like to show you in a couple of minutes. And due to the circumstances, I made a little movie about this. So this will show you in an online screen, and I will explain some more details while I go through the demo dashboards. So okay, here we go. So first, what we see is the real-time crowd monitoring. It is real-time. It means that the data is updated every 5 minutes. Here we have the zone Mechelen with the specific bins on the mobile network. It is counted via the bins, and next to that we have the second zone, which is our zone here, the Neckarhal in Mechelen, and the recreation zone, the sports zone, outdoor sports zone, which is next door. On top of the screen we have the total number of counted visitors. I recorded this little movie screenshot last evening around 5 o'clock. So we counted the number of people in the gray. Then there is the blue, the total of Mechelen Centrum. And next to that we have the blue one, which is the recreation zone, and the pink one, which is last evening Neckarhal on site. Going a bit lower, we see the totals for the Neckarhal and the recreation zone, real time. So what you see is actually every 5 minutes going back in time for a couple of days. When we activated the counting, we can deactivate also. Oh yes, okay, so we see the peak moments. We can deactivate the recreation zone, so the dashboard is adapting itself automatically. Here we have a little peak. I think it was last Sunday. There was, I believe, a sports event here in the Neckarhal. Lights going out. It's probably my timing. And that is real-time counting. It can make a difference for security reasons, or just to understand what is going on. People gathering in a certain area. We can define that areas based on your specific zone, and it's counting every 5 minutes, or even every minute we can send you an update on the platform. And it's really attractive and really made visual. Then I will go to the next section, which is the historical view. So actually here we have a historical view of the 3 months and the specific zone of Mechelen. We put in Mechelen in the demonstration, and in the same mapping we have here, we see like 3 months of historical data based on the specific visitor type on that location. Visitor type based on people that are, let's say, the residents. Now let's click away the residents. Voila. So charts are automatically updated, and we have people that are coming back. Do they stay longer? So specific visitor type, and then next to that below, very interesting to understand, where do people come from in historical charting. People coming from specific other zones in the location, in the postal area, or perhaps from another province and even abroad. So we can give that information people coming from another country, which is not detailed here. If we click away the Mechelen Centrum Zone, we have that information adapts automatically and specifically for this cell information. So where we are right here, we see the peak of last Sunday. No, it was not last Sunday. It was another summer peak. We have 3 months of data here available. And if you click on the specific buttons, it will adapt and readapt for your needs. Of course, colors can be adjusted and we can match branding or colors for every style you want. We even put in the weather data. So you have the historical information on counting details. And then we look back, we have the rainfall. There was a peak in the rainfall during that specific day in the summer. Click away the rain and you get the temperature peak and other 2 temperatures per day. So you have a correlation with weather data if you want. Next step is the social demographic information we have combined here. So we have the counting data and then we mix this, we correlate it with the social demographic information. What do we see here is a very nice graphic on the left side that gives you the 7 specific social demo categories based on income level, age, and so on. And then we have the subgroups behind there. So it tells you how many people for the full period we have here. So it shows the full period of more than, I think, a full year. It's more than a full year. And there we have the ups and downs in the graphics. We click on the last month, then the numbers will readapt automatically and fast towards what we counted, the number of people with their social demographic context. They came from their home location, I told you about that, and we can tell you what their home location social demographic information is. And then we put that month day by day on a chart. So here you see when most of the people are in that specific zone, which is of course Mechelen combined with the Neckarhal. It's all combined together here and it explains you how it looks like. Oops, I see that I misclicked here somehow. Okay, then we have the spending analytics. Spending data, mostly important, really relevant when you want to get financial insights. We have the total numbers on your left with the transactions. So those are banking card transactions and we can measure it up to an average, what people spend, average per person or average per transaction. And here we have 1 month, so it's counted till this summer. June, we have put in the numbers from June. There you can see the different sectors that people have spent money, and automatically you will see on the chart left below. Okay, let's first click away Belgium. So we see how many international transactions were, people coming from abroad using an international credit card or payment card. And then we see that actually, I think I can't see it, it's Germany and it's Netherlands. You can stack it up to 100% and have a nice view how it correlates between month per month. And on your left, it is a nice split. Here you can see bars, restaurants, recreation. That is one domain we put together. And actually you can see what people spend in a percentage with the number of spendings, how much they spent, how many people there were. So that gives a really good financial view. Very useful to use towards your advertisers, for example. You also see where the summer was with the green, the bars and recreation that went up in the summer, went back down due to circumstances we know. Now, the next step in the demonstration is that we have a heat map based on countings via a Wi-Fi instrument. It's Wi-Fi counting inside a shopping mall, and actually we can create heat maps in real time actually, and telling you in what specific zones we count how many people, how long are they staying, and it gives you a detailed view how people are actually visiting your expo hall or staying in the cinema, airport, train station. All that stuff can be used. My colleague already explained in the retail section about the Decathlon case that is based on those kinds of technologies. And then in the end, we bring the counting data from IoT sensors. So that is actually more like infrared counting, people that are passing by in a certain area. When they hit the sensor, it's counted. When they come back, it's counted in the other way, and we can have a nice view where people are passing, exits, entrance. Here's the coffee shop, for example, and details from passengers in that area. And then in the end, we have specific data coming from sensors that we put up in the building, talking about temperature, giving a real-time information on noise, luminosity, air quality could be a solution, which is not here, and that is the conditions that we monitor inside the building. So this is what our people built. I would have given you the live demonstration, but we put it up in a little movie like this, so I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you for joining us, for staying here with me during the session. I hope you liked it, and I am open for business. I'm open for questions. A question here about an operators using analytics based on their mobile network only. Count the smartphones. What about all the people having an ordinary phone? Well, I can tell you that all the data that we gather on our mobile network is a combination of all mobile devices. All mobile devices, old GSMs, first generation GSMs, to the latest smartphones. So all that is combined together. The market share between smartphones and classic GSMs, I see that the answer was given by my colleague Luc. Thank you for that. A question here is, do we have the people and inside our team? And actually the answer is yes. Our analytics teams, data scientists, we're all working together on these proposals, on these technical solutions. And yes, we are located in Belgium. We are close to you to help you figure out your business case and to help you actually with how the macro counting works and combine it with other data sources locally, and we can get in touch for that later. Okay, so I think I have kind of all the questions here. Feel free to come back to me in a later stadium. Thank you and have a good day.
Proximus. Think possible.